people, it's your girl Adeola. Who is advising this man? Mr. President, who are your advisors? My yoga?
This largesse of 5,000 naira for the unemployed, I have got a slightly different priority.
Hey!
I would rather do the infrastructure, the school and curriculum, and empower agriculture, mining, instead of giving 5,000 naira to those who don't work.
Whoa. What do you mean? And did the vice president really say that? That they never promised 5,000 naira to unemployed graduates? Kai, pastor, do you know how many young people voted for Buhari just because of this one thing? When you were campaigning, you told everybody, and if it's not you, your party did. It's in your manifesto, and you did not deny it. You said you would pay unemployed graduates 5,000 naira per month until they can get jobs. That's why a lot of people voted for you. It wasn't the older people that got Buhari into office. It was the young people. Now you have a different priority. Buhari is losing credibility and popularity among so many people that supported him during the elections. Nigerians are losing faith in this government. People are feeling duped. Even the first lady wanted you to pay the 5,000 naira. And guess what? This picture right here says it all. Now let me talk about what is going on in Nigeria. The price of oil is now 200 naira per liter in so many places. Black market 140 in some places, 120, even though the official price is 87 naira. As the price of oil goes up, the price of everything goes up. Things are so expensive now. Naira is not stable and our economy is not getting better. And what is Buhari doing about this? Traveling everywhere. But that is not where I'm going. I may not make a lot of sense, but this is what I think. Why can't we just look at nations that had been through tough economic times and learn a lesson about how they got out of it? I'm sure that many of you have heard about the Great Depression in America, a period of 10 years, 1929 to 1939, when America experienced the deepest and longest lasting economic downturn in their history. The stock market crashed in October of 1929. Everybody panicked at Wall Street. Millions of investors lost everything. Over the next several years, consumer spending and investment dropped. Industrial output declined. There was huge unemployment rate because struggling companies that could no longer pay their workers' salaries, they started laying people off. They laid off so many workers. By 1933, there were about 15 million unemployed Americans. That's about 20% of the population at that time. And about half of the banks in America had closed down. It was really bad. And yes, these are Americans. People were hungry. A lot of them became homeless. They were going to churches or soup kitchens to eat. The price of everything went up. But how did they get out of it? So President Franklin Roosevelt was elected in 1933, and he introduced an initiative known as WPA, that is Works Progress Administration. Since there were about 15 million people with no jobs, his government decided to create jobs. They were like, what if we build a new bridge? People will have something to do, right? So let's build a new bridge. Oh, what if we build a new park? Or a new school? People would have jobs. So there were signs everywhere. If you want to work, come. The government wants to build a new road in Osun State. They need people to carry sand and cement. They need architects. They need engineers, town planners. If you are interested, show up. They didn't have a lot of money to pay people at that time. In fact, people were being paid $41.57 per month. The value of that today is $750.56. But at least people could buy food, and that money was being passed around. It was circulating. Almost every community in the US got a new park, bridge, or school constructed during the Depression time. I'm sure you know that America used to be like Lagos. They had open sewage. Gutter. It was during the Great Depression that they covered it up and made sidewalks. It was a means of creating jobs for people. So it was during the Great Depression, when millions of people had no jobs and the economy was crumbling, that the infrastructure of modern America was built. In fact, they kept a record of everything that was built at that time. They built 572,000 miles of rural roads, which is why till now you can travel in the middle of nowhere for hours in America and the road will be good. They have major roads that connect all the states, and they built 67,000 miles of urban streets. They also built 122,000 bridges just to make sure that people have jobs. 122,000 bridges in one country. Are we communicating? They built 1,000 tunnels. Like if you're going from New York to New Jersey, you go under the tunnel. And then they built 1,050 runways for their airports. Of course, they keep maintaining all these things over the years. That's why we still have them. They built 4,000 airport buildings. They constructed 500 water treatment plants. They built 1,800 pumping stations. They also built 19,700 500 miles of water mains. That's why when there's fire, firefighters can quickly find fire hydrants near the road. So if they exhaust the water that they brought in their own fire tanks, they can just tap into the ones near the road. They built 1,500 sewage treatment plants. They built 24,000 miles of sewers and storm drains. That's like underground gutter. And then they built 36,900 schools all over the country. 36,900 schools. They also built 2,552 hospitals during this time of Great Depression. Not to talk about the 2,700 firehouses. How many firehouses do you have in your state? You see, in America, you will go to some towns, or should I say countrysides. They are like villages, really, in the middle of nowhere. But you will still find at least one firehouse. That thing baffles me. And then they built about 20,000 local, state, and federal government buildings during the Great Depression. They kept building so people would have jobs and get paid. And do you know what happened? Their country was transformed. People wanted to come to America. Immigrants were attracted to America. The economy started growing. Well, you know, you built a new school. So you charge people to come to school. So people pay money. You make money. And then you build hospitals. You charge people to come to the hospital. So you make money from that as well. The GDP went up by 6.7% at first. And then 14%, 11%, later 27%. It boosted the American economy. So if Buhari wants something to justify giving out this 5,000 naira to our graduates, if he doesn't want to hand them the money for free, instead of him going back on his promise, saying that he has a new agenda, Buhari can just say that when we promised you this 5,000 naira, the price of oil was $120 per barrel. Now it's $20. So we can't give it to you for free, but we are going to hire you, even if you need to plant trees. That's a topic for another day. Deforestation is now a major issue in Nigeria. But we're going to hire you. Before we can give you this money, you have to do some work. And people will take the offer now. Millions of them will be glad to come and build roads, so long as they know that they would make money, and Nigeria will be transformed. They will be glad to build hospitals. There are architects among them, these people that are looking for jobs. There are engineers among our graduates, town planners, and you know, it's common sense. When you build new hospitals, more medical graduates will have jobs, less people will die because of lack of medical treatment. In fact, it's not just medical students that will have jobs. Maybe they would need accountants, they would need bosses. Really, these graduates will be glad to build schools. And you know, when you build new schools, those who train to be teachers will have more job options. The more schools you build, the less the school fees will be, because there would be competition. And you won't have to put 12 people in one room, you know, scotters, floaters, all of them in one room. Even students will enjoy going to school. Not only that, people from other countries will be attracted to Nigeria. They will want to come to Nigeria to go to school, just like we are coming to America to go to school. Do you know how many millions of naira Nigerians spend to go to school in America? And some of these schools were built during the Great Depression. If we construct proper sewage system in Nigeria, not only will people have jobs, but there will be less disease. If we construct more firehouses, less people are likely to die of fire, and that will create jobs for those that want to be firefighters. Imagine if we just build 50 more airports in Nigeria. I'm talking about building more international airports across Nigeria. Imagine how many people they would employ at each airport. And I'm talking about building standard airports. You know, whatever is worth doing well. We can have airports that look like this in Nigeria. This will greatly help our economy, and he can justify giving the money to our graduates. Okay, they will build Nigeria, they will make money out of it themselves. And if we don't have enough money to pay these graduates, oh, by the way, if you just add how much people like Saraki are spending on cars, yes, you will have money to pay these graduates. And if Nigeria doesn't create jobs for young people, don't expect crime rates to go down, because people have to survive somehow. I'm not saying that it's the right thing for people to do, but some of these people have been desperate for years. That was what happened in America during the Great Depression. Crime flourished at that time. When you see your children hungry, you have to feed them somehow. And the way the economy is going in Nigeria, if you don't do something on time, Mr. President, it will get worse. So maybe Nigeria can learn from the Great Depression. Keep in mind, by the way, that you can't go back on your promise and tomorrow expect people to vote for you. They won't. As you guys know, I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.
Growing up in Kenya, my sister and I were very close. But like any sisters, we fought a lot. She always got new clothes and I always got hand-me-downs. Now she's putting her children through school in Kenya. We still fight sometimes, especially when I send money for the kids. I tell her, buy some clothes for the younger one, and we both laugh.
With nearly 500,000 locations, our app and online, this is moving money for better.
He said what?
In order to encourage the production of made in Nigerian products in Nigeria, begin to talk about made in Nigerian women. With due apology to my uncle, I'm talking of the governor of Edo State, we must, as a people, stop paying dowries in dollars and pounds.
You see what I'm saying? When I say that Nigerian politicians have no shame, and you know, since this thing happened, Nigerians have been talking, my brother, Uncle Dino, in case you don't know, people are talking, they are saying that you beat your own wife, and yet you are trying to teach somebody else how to pick a wife. Are we now commodities? Nigerian women made a Nigeria product. We are product. You know, I used to call you my uncle, Uncle Dino. Yes, you are no longer uncle. Now you are just Boda Dino, Bene. How old is the man, by the way? 42. You know, Abajo, that explains a lot. You know, yes, he explains a lot. But honestly, he's supposed to be the one representing young people at the Senate. You know, we say we want young people, we want young blood. This is somebody now. Kai, you know, he still didn't apologize to Governor Oshiomhole after making that statement. In fact, he's been joking about it on Twitter. Instead of him to apologize, the man is still infatuated with toys. You know, he just bought a new one. Have you not heard? Is there anybody in Nigeria that did not hear that Dino bought a new toy? I heard that it cost like $24,000. Why does he need it? But you know, I don't blame Dino Melaye. I blame the people of Kogi West, or who is he representing? By now, the people of Kogi West should have been able to select 3 elders. Just 3 elders is all you need. Go and meet this man at home and have a talk with him. Exactly what have you done since you've been representing us at the Senate? Exactly what have you done for your people? We see you buying Dino 1, Dino 2. Have you guys seen all those cars? Dino 4, Dino 10, go papa. It's not enough. It is still not enough. I've been hearing Nigerians say that who writes their name as plate number? If not, Ojo Rolari. You know, poverty mentality is a serious thing. There's this more money like this. Everybody must know that they now have money. And I'm really upset with the young Nigerians that can never put 2 and 2 together. They see them, they run after them, they want to celebrate them. They want to take photos with his car. It's like the people you are supposed to stone, Nigerian youth. You don't see them. If they say that somebody stole a loaf of bread in Agege markets, now they will start stoning the poor guy. Some of these young people, they don't have jobs. So I mean, look at the faces of the police officers. Really, you never see them before. You have to yeye yourself like that. And how can you blame a senator, Melaye? Despite all our shouts, a Senate president still went ahead to use our money to buy this guy. How much did the thing cost? Thank you. You see, and they cannot pay 5,000 to unemployed guy. This is the Senate president too. You know his explanation? He said the other one was getting old, that he broke down. He needed to buy a new one. I said, really? They cannot fix it? What about common Nigerians? When our own cars break down, we don't go and buy a brand new one. We fix it and we push it if we need to push it. Why must your own be different? Oga Saraki, when I know about 7 mechanics in a Suleja that can fix your car, and the thing will start running. And if you must buy a new one, why must it be this expensive one when everything is tight right now for Nigerians? And then he said that he's very considerate. He knows how tough things are right now. As a matter of fact, they were trying to build him a 5 billion naira house. But he said, no, 1 billion is enough. Can you imagine that insult? 1 billion house is enough for you? Bukola Saraki, as if you were homeless. And even if you were homeless, why do you need 1 billion naira house? What happened to whatever they built for the former Senate president? Did he take it with him? Nobody is jealous of Dino, by the way. No, a lot of people are just really disappointed because that was not how he started. If they knew this is what he will be doing when he gets there, they wouldn't have supported him. And to think that this man used to be an activist, unbelievable. The day I met Dino Melaye, hey, that is when he will know that Enoto Ininje no more. Translate that to English. Hard meat is normal. You guys not doing anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So we will be coming to Boston in April. Make sure you get your tickets on time. April 16. Yes, it's going to be a wonderful night. All right, y'all. It's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Do not forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next week, I'm going to see y'all later. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you've seen, click the subscribe button for more videos.